You have been given a crown, the crown of maturity, of wisdom, of being the bigger person. You are the peacemaker, the one who smooths things over. But have you ever stopped to notice how heavy this crown truly is? How it is slowly, quietly draining the life from you? The exhaustion you feel is not a personal failure. It is the price of carrying an invisible weight that no one else can see. In this video, with the guidance of Carl Jung, we will not learn how to wear this crown better. We will learn how to take it off. Let's call her Laura. She's at a family dinner. A relative says something hurtful. The air grows thick with tension. All eyes turn to Laura, waiting, expecting her to be the calm center of the storm. And she does it perfectly. She smiles. She changes the subject. The crisis is averted. The dinner is saved. But on the drive home, in the silence of her car, she is not filled with peace. She is filled with a hollow, resentful exhaustion. Why did doing the right thing feel like such a profound self-betrayal? And where does this exhaustion come from when on the surface no battle was ever fought? Laura's exhaustion, that hollow, resentful ache on the drive home, is the key. It answers the question, where did the energy go? Because on the surface, no battle was fought, but underneath, a tremendous war was waged and won, a war against her own truth. To understand this, we must first give a name to the invisible job you have been performing for decades. It is called emotional labor. It is the unseen, unpaid work of managing your own feelings in order to manage the feelings of others, to maintain a desired social harmony. When you swallow your anger to avoid a fight, that is emotional labor. When you force a smile while your heart is breaking to avoid making someone else uncomfortable, that is emotional labor. When you absorb the tension in a room like a human sponge, that is emotional labor. And for the woman who plays the role of the bigger person, this job is not occasional, it is constant. You are the designated emotional manager of your family, your friend group, your workplace. And this is where Carl Jung's wisdom provides a crucial map. Jung would recognize this role instantly. It is a classic persona, a social mask. In this case, it is the persona of the wise, patient, infinitely understanding woman. Society loves this persona. It is convenient, it is calming, it makes life easier for everyone else. But Jung would ask the most important question. What is the cost of maintaining this mask? Every time you are called upon to be the bigger person, you are faced with a choice. Your authentic self has a real, valid emotional reaction. When a relative says something cruel, your self feels anger, it feels hurt, it feels the impulse to say, that was not okay. But the persona of the peacemaker steps in. Its job is to maintain harmony at all costs. So it takes that raw, hot, authentic energy of your anger and your pain, and it does something with it. It suppresses it. It pushes it down, deep into the basement of your psyche, into the shadow. This act of suppression, this internal battle where you force your own truth into submission, is not free. It requires a colossal amount of psychic energy. Think of it like holding a powerful beach ball underwater. The beach ball is your true feeling. It naturally wants to rise to the surface. To keep it hidden, you must exert constant, exhausting downward pressure. The exhaustion you feel is the feeling of your arms, your soul screaming from the strain of holding that ball down, day after day, year after year. This is the great, tragic misunderstanding. The exhaustion is not coming from the external conflict. The exhaustion is coming from the internal conflict. It is the psychic cost of the split between your authentic self and the demanding persona you are forced to perform. You are using your own life force to pay for other people's peace. Let's be clear. Laura, in that moment at the dinner table, did not feel peaceful. She felt angry. She felt hurt. To create the illusion of peace in the room, she had to declare war on herself. She swallowed the poison of the conflict so that no one else would have to taste it. And the exhaustion she feels on the drive home is the aftershock of that self-betrayal. It is the psychic hangover from ingesting that poison. The high road that society praises is often a lonely, exhausting, and unpaved path that leads directly to burnout. Because the energy you suppress does not vanish. The anger you swallowed does not disappear. It simply goes into the shadow, where it metabolizes, it transforms, from a hot, clean flash of anger into a cold, slow-burning, corrosive resentment. And that resentment becomes the toxic soil in which your exhaustion grows. So if this is the mechanism, if this is the hidden cost, what is the alternative? Is the only other option to become a bitter, angry person who starts fights at every turn? No. The path forward is not about suppression or explosion. It is about a third way, a way of authentic maturity. So the path forward is not a choice between two extremes. It is not being the silent martyr or the angry aggressor. It is a third path, the path of authentic maturity. And the first step on this path is a radical redefinition. Let us be very clear. True maturity is not the ability to suppress your feelings. That is a survival skill, a trauma response. True maturity is the capacity to feel your authentic emotion, acknowledge its truth, and then consciously choose a wise action. Suppression is automatic. It is a reflex. You swallow the anger before you even realize you are angry. Authentic maturity is conscious. It is a pause. It is the space between the feeling and the reaction. Let's go back to Laura at that tense dinner table. The relative says something hurtful. The path of suppression, which she took, was to instantly smile and change the subject. She bypassed her own feeling entirely. The cost was exhaustion and resentment. The path of explosion would be to immediately lash out, to say, "How dare you say that?" This might feel satisfying for a moment, but it often creates more chaos and damage. The third path, the path of authentic maturity, looks different. In that moment, Laura would take a silent, internal pause, and in that pause, she would practice the first skill of this new way. I call it naming the silent truth. She would not say it out loud. She would simply say it to herself, with radical honesty. Wow, that hurt. I am feeling angry right now. I feel disrespected. This act in itself is revolutionary, because for the first time, she is not denying her own reality. She is honoring it. She is siding with herself. She has stopped the internal war. This simple, silent act of naming the truth stops the energy from being shoved into the shadow. It stops the process that creates resentment and burnout. It doesn't solve the external problem yet, but it solves the internal one. But what about the anger, the hurt? What do we do with those feelings now that we have acknowledged them? We listen to them, because every emotion is a messenger. Every emotion has a wisdom. The wisdom of anger is about boundaries. Anger rises when a boundary has been crossed. Its message is always, something here is not okay. Something needs to change or be protected. The peacemaker persona hears the alarm bell of anger, and its only goal is to silence it as quickly as possible. The authentically mature person hears the alarm bell of anger and asks, what is the fire? What boundary is being threatened here? So what comes next for Laura? Having acknowledged her anger to herself, she now has choices. She has taken her power back. She is no longer reacting, she is responding. Perhaps in that moment, the wisest choice is still to change the subject, but this time it is different. It is not an act of suppression. It is a conscious, strategic choice to not engage with an unhealthy person in an unhealthy environment. She is choosing her battle. And because she has honored her own anger internally, it will not curdle into resentment on the drive home. Or perhaps she chooses a different action, a quiet, simple boundary-setting statement. She might turn to the relative and with a calm, neutral voice say, "That was a hurtful thing to say." That is all. She is not attacking, she is not creating drama. She is simply speaking the truth of her own experience. She is making the invisible visible. She is allowing the discomfort of the moment to sit where it belongs with the person who created it. This is the art of authentic maturity. It is not about being nice, it is about being true. It is not about keeping a fake peace, it is about honoring the real peace within yourself. And this requires you to unlearn a lifetime of conditioning. It requires you to accept a profound truth. You are not responsible for everyone's comfort. You are not responsible for managing everyone's feelings. You are only responsible for your own. And that is a full-time job. So, the greatest lesson of this journey is a profound release of responsibility. You are not responsible for the emotional weather in every room you enter. You are not the designated manager of everyone else's comfort. You are only responsible for navigating your own inner world with integrity. This is a radical shift, and it is often the most difficult work for the woman who has been conditioned to be the peacemaker. Because your value system has been built on your ability to create harmony. To intentionally choose not to smooth things over can feel like a betrayal of your deepest identity. Let's be clear. This is not an invitation to become cold or uncaring. It is an invitation to become clear. It is the understanding that sometimes the most loving and healthy action is to allow a moment of discomfort to exist so that a hidden truth can come to light. A fake peace built on the foundation of your silent self-betrayal is not peace at all. It is a ticking time bomb of resentment. True peace can only be built on a foundation of truth, and sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. So, how do we practice this? How do we begin to unlearn a lifetime of emotional over-responsibility? You do not start with a major family confrontation. You start with something small, something that feels manageable. So here is your gentle invitation, your courageous act of liberation for this week. I call it the sacred shoulder shrug. It is the practice of consciously choosing not to intervene. This week, I want you to look for one small, low-stakes situation where you would normally feel the impulse to jump in and fix the emotional dynamic. Maybe it's two colleagues having a minor disagreement at work. Maybe it's your adult children bickering about something trivial. Maybe it's your partner complaining about a problem that they are perfectly capable of solving themselves. In that moment, you will feel the old programming rise, the urge to mediate, to soothe, to manage. And in that moment, you will pause. You will take a silent breath, and you will practice the sacred shoulder shrug. It is an internal gesture, a quiet release. You say to yourself, "This is not my circus. These are not my monkeys." You are lovingly and respectfully handing back the emotional responsibility to the people it belongs to. You are trusting that other capable adults can navigate their own feelings. Your only job in that moment is to manage your own discomfort. The discomfort of not fixing, the discomfort of sitting in a moment of tension. This is your work, not their work. What you may discover is something miraculous. Often, when you stop rushing in to solve it, the situation resolves itself. People are more capable than you think, and you will have saved an immense amount of your own precious life force. This is not about becoming passive. It is about becoming precise. You are learning to discern what is yours to carry and what is not. The exhaustion of being the bigger person comes from carrying everything. The peace of authentic maturity comes from carrying only what is truly yours. With every small act of non-intervention, with every sacred shoulder shrug, you are rewiring your nervous system. You are teaching yourself a new truth. My peace does not depend on everyone else's peace. I can be okay even when others are not okay. This is the foundation of true emotional sovereignty. You are stepping down from the role of the overworked, unpaid emotional manager, and you are stepping into the role of the quiet, centered observer of your own life. And from that place of centeredness, you can finally find a peace that is not fake, a peace that is not bought with the currency of your own exhaustion, a true, deep, and sustainable peace, the peace of being simply and authentically you.
We began this journey wearing a heavy crown, the crown of the peacemaker, the bigger person. We stood in the hollow exhaustion of a peace that was bought with our own silence. And through the clear, illuminating wisdom of Carl Jung, we came to understand. We learned that this role is an exhausting persona, a mask that society applauds, but that the soul cannot sustain. We learned that the exhaustion we feel is the immense psychic cost of suppressing our own truth for the sake of other people's comfort. It is the feeling of holding a beach ball underwater forever. We learned to redefine maturity. It is not the suppression of feeling. It is the conscious, wise engagement with it. We learned to pause, to name our silent truth, and to understand that our anger is a messenger for our boundaries. And finally, we learned to practice liberation, the quiet, courageous power of the sacred shoulder shrug, the art of discerning what is ours to carry and what is not. This is the harvest of our work today, the profound, life-altering permission to set down the emotional weight of the world. You are not required to be the emotional manager for every person in your life. You are not responsible for a harmony that demands your self-betrayal. Your only sacred duty is to be true to yourself. The peace you have been chasing, the peace you tried to create by controlling everything and everyone, was never real. True peace is not found on the high road of self-sacrifice. It is found on the quiet, grounded path of self-respect. It is the peace that comes when you finally stop the internal war, the peace of being simply human. And so, as a declaration of this new freedom, a gentle anchor for your liberation, I invite you to go to the comments below and simply write the words, "I am allowed to be human." Let this be a witness to your own soul that you are setting down the heavy crown and choosing a lighter path. But a strange thing can happen when you set down these heavy roles. When you are no longer the overgiver, the bigger person, the perfect hostess, you might look around at the perfect life you have built and feel a surprising emptiness, a secret boredom. Why does a life that looks so good on the outside sometimes feel so hollow on the inside? Exploring this strange sadness of a perfect life is the rich and fascinating territory we will step into in our next video. Until then, be gentle with your human heart, and may you walk a lighter path.